Hello, how are you? I don't know who I'm asking that question to because I'm in a room by myself alone and I'm looking at the wall asking a question, so people might think I'm schizophrenic, but I'm still asking you, how are you? How are you? How are you? Hope you're doing well. I have had a couple of weeks, and when I say I have had a couple of weeks, you probably understand by my inflection that I have had a very unpleasant couple of weeks. Most of us have like a certain amount of shit we put up with in the span of a year. You know what I mean? Like two or three things every year where we're just like, God, you got to be kidding me. I've had all of that, like as much shit that could happen to you in a year, it's all happened to me in the last few weeks. It has been a incredibly bizarre couple of weeks. There have been many times where I've wanted to do a video just talking about music or whatever, and I just haven't done it. I have many rant videos in me, but I have been suppressing them. Maybe I should do them. I'm not going to do it here, but excuse me. I have, man, I have an epic rant to unleash about the current job market and climate in the United States. I mean, it is so bad and so insulting and condescending. I mean, it's so epically bad right now. Are you guys feeling this with our economy right now? Man, the economy and then the people who are employed, who pull the strings when it comes to hiring new talent, that is also epically bad. The job market's bad, and then the people who are employed who can hire you or not hire you are massive scumbags. Not all of them, but a lot of them. How do I know? Because I'm in that world right now. Would you guys watch a video that has nothing to do about music or film? I noticed on YouTube these videos where people go on these epic rants against the current industry, work industry, work job sector, job market. I notice they get a lot of hits. The last couple days I've been very close to doing it, like calling people out for doing really underhanded, shady shit. I've had it, man. There's so many people out there that are truly bad, that are out for themselves, who hide behind the facade of these fake, smiley, the world is wonderful, keep working hard and you'll achieve anything you want bullshit. I have had it. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I thought, when it happens to you once or twice, you just kind of brush it off and you're like, huh, that's weird. I'll keep getting on the horse. But when you get into your 40s and then once you hit 50, like I've hit, you get to a point where you're just done. You just hate people and their motivations. You're bored. You do get to that point, like I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. From Network, right? Network. You end up feeling like Michael Douglas and falling down. It doesn't make any sense, but you can't help but notice the truth. This is the ultimate challenge and heartbreak of being an intelligent person. When you're more intelligent than the average person, you're usually ostracized in just little passive aggressive gaslighting ways. When you point out the reality, the people who are caught up in the facade, they hate your ass because you're busy exposing their bullshit lives. Being smart in our society is a huge negative. It can be life altering when you're smarter than the average person, when you dare to be intelligent. Anyway, that's a longer rant that I even wanted to get in on. But if you guys are interested in hearing me call people out and be total aggro and total anger personified, you let me know. I might just accommodate you. These last couple weeks, man, I swear to God, I swear to Christ. I swear to the God that I don't even believe in. People are awful. Awful people. And it's the majority of people, isn't it? Not just a few. I used to have that opinion, like, oh, it's just a couple of bad apples. No, most people are bad apples, man. Most people are out for themselves and don't give a single shit about anybody else. I'm talking about very specifically the job market. Am I out of my mind here? I'm sure a lot of you who are in the same boat I am, you might be looking for work and you're more than qualified, you're more than educated, and you have to deal with these dolts, this low-hanging fruit, these knuckle-dragging, boot-licking morons who hold the keys to your future. You have to deal with them holding you back, holding you down. People who have 50 less IQ points than you. You have to tolerate their nonsense. Yeah, I'm there with you. Let me know if you want me to rant, because I will. Oh, you thought this was a rant? Oh no. Oh no. You guys who watch my channel, you know I can go off. And I'm feeling it. Let me know. Anyway, let's get to the real reason I'm here, shall we? I'm going to talk about a couple of movies and then get into some music. I'm going to talk about both. I'm going to mix it up. Just confuse the hell right out of you. I'm going to start off with something that is the complete opposite of what I was just referring to. The dreck, the shit, the vomit, the piss in the gutter, the things that we hate. I'm going to go the opposite direction and show something that we love. And I just picked this up the other day. In fact, was it yesterday? Yeah. Amadeus on 4K. Yes, reason to smile amidst all of the tyranny of my last couple of weeks. Amadeus, baby. 4K. I started watching this last night. Looks beautiful. This is the type of movie that was just made to be seen on 4K. You mix the 4K and the OLED screen. Oh my God, it looks really nice. My one complaint is this doesn't support, Dolby Vision is not supported with this disc, which is strange to me. Unless I'm missing something, this does not have Dolby Vision with it. It has Dolby Audio, but no Dolby Vision, which I thought was strange. And you can tell tiny little differences, I guess. Either way, it looks great. Why would you not have Dolby Vision, though? You do get a digital copy here, which is super cool. And you get a couple of bonus features like the making of a masterpiece, the making of Amadeus. You get a couple of making ofs here. You get the little slipcase. But Amadeus is out on 4K, man. One of the greatest movies of all time, in my humble opinion, Amadeus. And it did occur to me that as I was watching this, Mozart might be one of my favorite musical artists of all time. I mean, you see the bands that I talk about and the artists I talk about. I was watching this last night and I was like, Mozart's up there. I know it's a boring answer, but for someone who is classically trained on piano and knows how to write and read music, I mean, Mozart's one of the first, maybe the first artist that I really got my head wrapped around, or tried to. Who can ever get your head wrapped around what this guy did? This guy truly was on a different planet. He came from another world. The shit that he did in the time period that he did in such a small space of time, amazing. Even to this day. So, anyway, one of the greatest movies of all time is out on 4K. Reason to celebrate. And this is the other movie I will talk about, and then I'll get to some records. I picked this up yesterday. Cruising. Yeah, I haven't seen this in a while. This is like a big, thick box set. I haven't opened it yet. You get like a little embossed print here on the side and here. It's kind of a nice little box set you get here. On glorious 4K. Excuse me, 4K. You like that little pun? I thought you did. Yeah, I know puns are stupid and cheesy, but I like them. 4K. And if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. Movies don't get much more gay than this, unless you're talking about gay porn, I guess. But movies are not more gay than this. But it's Billy Friedkin. Billy Friedkin is bringing you the 4K here. Excellent movie. Al Pacino, it's a good performance. It's not one of his best performances. Since this movie came out, I've read plenty of shit and seen William Friedkin actually say that he and Pacino didn't really get along very well. You can kind of tell that with Pacino's performance, but it's still a really good movie. And what I love about Friedkin is he was one of those fearless directors. If he was going to tell you a hardcore, intense story that dealt with subject matter like, a very dark, well, a dark underbelly of a piece of our society that a lot of people would rather not touch with a 10-foot pole, he gives it to you here. He's dealing with very touchy subject matter. Even back in the late 70s, 1980, when this came out, this was a pretty intense movie. And I think this is the movie that he did after Sorcerer, which is another classic movie. Is that underrated at this point? I feel like everybody knows about it. Yeah, I think it was the one after Sorcerer. Pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. Classic. You guys need to see Sorcerer if you haven't. A lot of people think it's his best movie. I don't agree with that. I think Exorcist is William Friedkin's best movie. I think plenty of us do, but Sorcerer's a close second. Sorcerer's a very good movie. This is also a very good movie, and I'm looking forward to diving into this. I haven't previously picked this up on Blu-ray or any other version, so it was an easy purchase. The good people at Arrow put this out, and yeah, I'm looking forward to cracking open Al Pacino and Billy Friedkin in Cruising. Really good movie. You should see this if you haven't seen it. Very cool movie. Let's get to some records. Yeah. This is record number one. This is Pieter Kock, The End 2. And I've mentioned this before, when I buy records these days, I make sure that they're not available on Apple Music. Sometimes I second guess myself there, because when you're subscribing to Apple Music, you're essentially renting the music. You're not actually owning it. So that has always left kind of a questionable taste in my mouth. When there is a record that's not on Apple Music and I really enjoy it, I definitely pick it up, and this is one of those instances. And I have a feeling sometimes I pick a record up, the music's not on Apple Music yet, and then you buy the record, and then a month later it pops up on Apple Music. But this is something I'm happy to own. Because the thing that sucks about Apple Music is they will just randomly take shit off, which sucks. There have been plenty of albums that I've had in my library, and I've gone to listen to them, and they're not there anymore. Like, what? I'll make playlists, and I'll go to access the playlist, and half the playlist is gone because Apple Music removed it. It's like, what? Kind of sucks, but I was happy to buy this because this is really cool. I'd never heard of this dude before. I think he's French. I might be wrong about that. I usually am wrong, okay? So take it easy. But this is really cool. Kind of house, techno, ambient, dub vibes all over this. Just different vibes, but it all works. Really cool. Pieter Kock. A hard name to forget. Check this out. Highly recommend this. Let me move these out of the way. This, the oh so annoyingly titled Care Bears. Never heard of them, but the person I have heard of is Thomas Melchior, however you say his name. He does a remix on here, and Thomas Melchior is one of those guys that I religiously buy whatever he does, and it's been that way for 30 years now. He's one of those godfathers to me. He's up there with people like Baby Ford in terms of house and minimal techno. He's one of the greatest. And I haven't even listened to this yet. I will. I'll get to it. I already know it's good. Thomas Melchior has never done anything that hasn't been awesome. He's that good. And he only gets better. He's like fine wine. He keeps getting better. Care Bears. I don't know who Care Bears are, but there's a Melchior remix on here, and that's good enough for me. This is a record on Sketches. I know it's a boring. I hate showing these because I feel like it's a waste of time. Um, the artist is named Steck or Stecky, Stekke. I think this is his label too, Sketches. I have a number of records by Stecky. In fact, I think I have all his stuff. He puts stuff out on the Sketches label. It could be his label. I'm not sure. Thomas Melchior has done some stuff for this label. It's a minimal techno record, but this is a label that I just pick up everything from. Sketches. The name of this is Etymology, and it is a double pack of remixes. Satoshi Tomei is on this. Low Soul's on this. Audio Werner. Some techno heavyweights are on here. It's a double pack of goodness. Stecky. I hope I'm saying that right. Stecky? I don't know. Another exciting generic sleeve. This is Zended. This is a Romanian label. I really like this label. I pick up everything on this label that I can. In fact, I think I've got everything on this label. But this is Fradpaz, Zended. He's one of those I think he's Romanian. I assume he is because he's on this label here, but I think he's one of those Romanian guys. In line with like Petre and Sparescu, Vlad Kaya, Christy Cons, Radu. I love that crew. Priku is in there. Barak, who's awesome. I think Barak and Radu are the two best of that Romanian clan, that Romanian posse. This is in that vein. This is really minimal, but like dynamic, funky techno. It's got a flavor to it. It's really good. New Zended record. Love it. Oh, see, now I could go on about this guy all day. This is the new Carl Finlow record. Carl Finlow. Yeah. You guys know Carl Finlow? If you don't, you should. Like Thomas Melchior before him, this is somebody, when I bought this record, it dawned on, what's the name of this? I don't even know. Reprise, it looks like, Reprise. Carl Finlow is one of those guys where I have religiously purchased everything he has done for 30 years. If I see his name on something, I pick it up. When I bought this, I went to my box of, I have like 9 or 10 boxes actually of like 90s electro records. And I realized I have like 60 or 70 Carl Finlow related records. I propped open this box. I have like a whole box full of Carl Finlow records. This guy is a master at what he does. He mainly makes electronic, obviously, but he mainly makes electro music. I can't say electro, I don't know. But he makes four to the floor techno, and there have been times where he's made house, like earlier in his career. But the last 30 years, he's really focused on electro. And he's recorded under many different names. His own name. He has another name called Silicon Scally. Amazing shit under that name. He's got another alias called Voice Stealer. I can't remember the name of the album. Is it like it's something house? The big house, I don't know, the big electronic house or something. It's the one, you guys who you know what I'm talking about, you Carl Finlow fans. It's got the blue cover. It's on Subvert. There's a label called Subvert back in the late 90s. Anyway, Voice Stealer is another one of his names. He recorded a record as Hollowware Squad on Andy Weatherall's Emissions label. My personal favorite Carl Finlow related record, Hollowware Squad. He's put out a ton of shit. He put out this series of records in the early 2000s, actually. It was called Electrilogy, I think. There were like 3 of these. Do you remember these? They had those blue covers. He put out a CD too. I have a CD now that I think about it. He compiled all these records onto a CD. I think it was called Electrilogy Plus. And he compiled I think there were 3. He compiled 3 12 inches together, and then he put some bonus material on the CD. But Check out the Electrilogy records. Those are awesome. I forgot all about these. When I bought this, I was thumbing through my Carl Finlow selection, and I was like, I've got like at least 75 Carl Finlow related records. He was part of a group called Otaku, who released a couple of records on Slam, or Soma. Sorry, Soma is Slam's label. I got the four-lettered S words screwed up there. Slam's label Soma, Otaku was the band. Anyway, he's had his hands all over all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to think of the other names he recorded under. Scarletron. Oh, that's a good record. On J. Saul Kane's label, Electron Industries. How have I not done a Depth Charge video now that I'm thinking about this? You guys have asked for this. I will. Depth Charge is on the way. I will pull out my Depth Charge records. I will. I haven't recorded that stuff either, so now there's a good reason for me to pull that out and do a ripping through my records segment with J. Saul Kane. Octagon Man, baby. Yeah, I will do it. Love that guy. I love Carl Finlow too, man. This dude has been around a long time and he never puts out bad music. He's got a ton of music out there. I know because I have it. Carl Finlow, Silicon Scally, Scarletron, Hollowware Squad, Otaku, Voice Stealer, lots of different names, man. Check this guy out. Carl Finlow. He is a badass. Will of the Universe, a drum and bass collection. Will of the Universe. This is a 4-record set. I mainly picked this up for PFM. For my tastes, it does not get any better than PFM. With the possible exception of Photech, drum and bass music has never been better than PFM. And this is a track that I don't have. I have, I don't know, 10 or 11 Photech 12 inches. I think I have them all. This is a track that I don't have. This was the whole reason I'd spent $50 on this 4-record set. But it also has these other people. I mean, it's not like, it's got Klute, Voyager. It's not like you're getting some slouches on here. This is a stone cold awesome collection of tracks, but there's an unreleased PFM track on here. That's enough for me. Will of the Universe. And I haven't even plopped these down on the turntable yet, but I will. If PFM is on a record, I'm all over it, man. I am all over that shit. And to bring it all home, I'm going to show this by my buddy Jaime Clements. James, how are you if you're watching this? I hope you're well. By the way, I haven't found that record yet, James, if you're watching this. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm still looking for it. James knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into details, but James, I haven't found it yet. It's yours when I do. It just, I just hope that we're both still alive when I find it, because I haven't found it yet. And I have been keeping my eyes peeled. So when I find it, you will get it. One day you will get a nice surprise in your mailbox. This is ASC. Time heals all. And this is how clueless I am. I bought this because it's ASC. I buy everything James does because he's a fucking monster when it comes to making music. He crushes every time. Doesn't matter if he's doing ambient, drum and bass, techno, house. It doesn't matter. He owns it. He's got a signature sound. He kicks ass. He's got one speed. It's ass-kicking speed. But I wasn't aware that this had come out like a decade ago. I had no clue. I've always bought records, so it looks like this came out digitally. By the way, this happened when I bought it. Kind of a thin, flimsy sleeve. It's on Silent Season, by the way. Excellent label. Everything that comes out on this label is primo. But yeah, unfortunately it got ripped. What are you gonna do? There are 4 records stuffed in here, so there's a lot of weight in here shifting around. But this came out like a decade ago. I had no clue. It looks like it was only digital and on CD, and I just don't really, especially at that time, I paid no attention to CDs and digital, and So this popped up on Juno a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, oh, a new ASC album. I ordered it, as I do everything James does. I don't need to hear it. I just buy it. And then I got it home and I looked it up on Discogs, and I realized it said it came out in like 2013 or something. I was like, oh, oops, I missed this. But hey, I'm glad to have it on wax. And I did listen to this, and this is just pure ambience. This is James in ambient mode. This is fucking excellent. James, nice work, man. I know I'm over a decade late. I'm sorry, but I had no clue. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It came out over 10 years ago, and you can listen to it today. It still sounds amazing. It could be new. Anyone who's as clueless as I am could listen to this today and think and realize that it's new. Could be new. And that's the brilliance of James and his music. It's very timeless. Everything he does. Everything I've heard, and I've heard a lot from James. He's a very prolific guy. I've talked about this before. One of James's supreme talents is being prolific and being good. Plenty of people are prolific and put shit out all the time, but most of it's crap. Not with James. He puts out a lot of stuff and it's always really, really good. Very talented guy. James, great album, man. I'm sorry I'm late to it, but better late than never, right? I might as well discover it at some point. There you go. There's my new stuff. If you want me to rant, let me know. I'm in a ranty mood right now, and I could definitely do it without a problem. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. As always, thank you very much. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you next time. Goodbye.